The 7 deadly animals in the Appalachian Mountains you won't see until it's too late. Starting with number 7. Number 7. The great horned owl glides through Appalachian forests almost without a sound. Its wings are built for stealth, letting it drop onto prey before a mouse or a hiker ever senses the danger. But what sets this owl apart isn't just its silence. Field tests have measured its talon grip at nearly 500 pounds per square inch, enough force to crush bone. During nesting season, from January through July, these birds become fiercely territorial. Campers and hikers who stray too close to a hidden nest can trigger a defensive strike, often before they even spot the owl's shadow overhead. Most reported injuries are minor, but the sheer mechanical force behind those talons is no myth. Wildlife experts recommend giving suspected nest sites a wide berth, at least 30 meters. And if you're trekking at night, swap out bright white flashlights for a red filtered beam. It's less likely to provoke an attack. In the Appalachian dark, the most dangerous predator may be the one you never hear coming. Number 6. The black widow spider is proof that size means nothing in the Appalachian food chain. Tucked away in wood piles, under porch steps, or behind a stack of old boards, this fingernail-sized arachnid packs a venom that can overwhelm the human nervous system in minutes. The key ingredient is alpha-latrotoxin, a neurotoxin that, by weight, is several times more potent than the venom of most rattlesnakes. One bite delivers a dose with an LD50 of about 0.1 milligrams per kilogram, enough to trigger severe muscle cramps, intense pain, and dangerous spikes in blood pressure. Most victims never see the spider until it's too late, often while reaching barehanded into a pile of logs or cleaning out a shed. Hospital records from Appalachian clinics show that while fatalities are rare, the pain and muscle rigidity can send even healthy adults to the emergency room for powerful painkillers or antivenom. Experts warn, always wear gloves when moving firewood or debris, especially from late summer into fall, when black widow activity peaks. In the quiet corners of the mountains, it's the smallest threat that can do the most damage. Number 5. Bats slip through the Appalachian night almost unnoticed, but they carry a threat far deadlier than their size suggests. The CDC reports that over 90% of rabies deaths in the United States are linked to bat exposures. Most victims never felt the bite or saw a wound. In the mountains, a bat's nip is often painless, and the real danger comes weeks later, when the virus has already crept into the nervous system. Appalachian states log dozens of bat encounters each year, many inside homes, cabins, or deep in tourist caves. The risk isn't just outdoors. Waking up to a bat in your bedroom is enough to trigger a full medical alert. Dr. Nancy Frick of the CDC puts it bluntly. Because bat bites are often painless and may go unnoticed, any unexpected contact with a bat, especially indoors or in a cave, should be treated as a potential rabies exposure. Prompt post-exposure prophylaxis is the most effective way to prevent a fatal infection. The vaccine works if started within days, but once symptoms hit, survival is almost unheard of. If you find a bat in your living space, don't wait. Call local health officials and get checked. In the Appalachians, the most dangerous bite is the one you never feel. Number 4. White-tailed deer might look harmless grazing along a mountain trail, but they're the secret engine behind one of the region's most persistent dangers, Lyme disease. These deer are the preferred host for adult black-legged ticks, better known as deer ticks, which latch onto their hides by the thousands. In West Virginia, state health officials recorded 41 cases of Lyme disease per 100,000 residents in 2022, one of the highest rates in the Appalachians. The real threat comes not from the deer themselves, but from the ticks they carry. A single brush against tall grass or a low-hanging branch can transfer a tick onto your skin. If that tick carries the Borrelia bacteria, a bite can set off a chain of symptoms, fever, joint pain, and fatigue that may last for months or even years. Unlike a snake or a spider, you won't feel the danger until it's already under your skin. Outdoor safety experts urge hikers to wear permethrin-treated clothing and perform thorough tick checks after every trip. In the Appalachian woods, the most dangerous encounter might be the one you never notice. Number 3. The eastern cottonmouth turns a lazy Appalachian creek into a danger zone in an instant. Hidden among tangled roots or sun-warmed rocks, this thick-bodied snake blends perfectly with the dark water. But camouflage is only half the threat. When startled, a cottonmouth can launch itself half a meter, nearly the length of a paddle, in less than 0.2 of a second. That is faster than most people can react, and it means a kayaker or wader might never see the strike coming. The venom is not just painful, it destroys tissue, leaving victims with swelling, blistering, and sometimes permanent damage. North Carolina's wildlife records from 2021 logged a dozen cottonmouth bites, with most injuries happening to people fishing or swimming in shallow water. One kayaker described a near miss when a cottonmouth struck at the end of his pole, missing his hand by inches. Wildlife officers advise probing the water ahead with a stick before stepping in, especially in murky shallows. While a bite is rarely fatal with fast treatment, the pain and recovery can last for months. In Appalachian backwaters, it is the threat you never notice until the water explodes at your feet. Number 2. The timber rattlesnake turns a quiet Appalachian hillside into a danger zone with almost no warning. Perfectly camouflaged among dead leaves and moss, this snake can lie motionless for hours, invisible to even the most careful hiker. But when it strikes, the danger is immediate and severe. The venom of the timber rattlesnake is packed with metalloproteinases, enzymes that break down blood clots and dissolve tissue. Appalachian State University's lab tests show that a single bite can disrupt the body's ability to stop bleeding, triggering rapid internal hemorrhage and swelling. CDC data put the mortality risk at about 0.4 deaths per million people. But that number hides the real threat. Most victims never even see the snake before it bites. One hunter in eastern Tennessee described feeling a sharp pain in his boot, only to realize he had stepped inches from a coiled rattler. He survived, but only after hours in intensive care and a series of antivenom treatments. Doctors now recommend applying a pressure bandage above the bite and getting to a hospital as fast as possible. Every minute counts. In field studies, clot disruption tests show just how quickly venom can turn blood to liquid. While less common than wild boar attacks, the timber rattlesnake's lethal strike and near-perfect camouflage make it the silent peak of Appalachian venom. And finally, in first place, wild boars turn the Appalachian forest floor into a war zone the moment they break cover. These aren't farmyard pigs gone feral. Adult males in the region can tip the scales at over 400 pounds, and when startled or cornered, they launch themselves forward at speeds reaching 30 miles per hour. That's a half-ton battering ram with tusks, capable of shattering bones and tossing grown adults aside. In 2022, a Tennessee park ranger suffered fractured ribs and a punctured lung after a 350-pound boar charged from thick brush, one of a growing number of human injuries tied to these animals. The USDA's 2023 invasive species report shows wild boar populations up 23% across the southern Appalachians as herds expand into new valleys and foothills. Unlike venomous snakes or hidden spiders, the threat here isn't stealth, but sheer force. Boars can burst from cover with almost no warning, especially when protecting piglets or raiding food sources. Hikers and hunters are often caught off guard, sometimes with dogs on leash, sometimes alone. Experts now advise keeping dogs close and never approaching a rooting boar, no matter how slow it seems. In the Appalachian wild, it's not always the bite you miss or the venom you fear. Sometimes, the deadliest danger is the brute force you never see coming until it's already on top of you. Across all 7 hidden dangers, one pattern stands out. In the Appalachians, real threats don't announce themselves. Stealth, surprise, and unpredictability define the wild here. It's a reminder, nature's deadliest risks are often the ones we never see coming. Stay alert, because the wilderness is always watching.